What's going on, everyone? So, Dorian Finney Smith is the big acquisition that the Lakers made. He's the 3-and-D wing that the Lakers have desperately coveted for some time. But another player that the Lakers ended up picking up in that trade is Shake Milton. And I actually think that that is a solid pickup that can really come in and be a nice, just quality rotation guy. I kind of want to dive into him solely, kind of break that down. I did a whole video on Dorian Finney Smith and the breakdown of him, so go check that out after this video, of course, if you kind of want more in depth on Dorian Finney Smith. But diving into Shake Milton. Again, he's a guy that he's not this like great needle mover, this great ceiling raiser. Oh, we just got the guard we needed or anything like that. But he's a 6'5", versatile combo guard that can hit the open three, good catch and shoot three-point shooter, guy that can really impact and give some quality bench depth, which is something that you really need. You also traded a guy that's not even in the rotation in a Maxwell Lewis, and a guy that probably isn't going to be in the rotation for a couple years, for a guy that you have real flexibility with. He has multiple non-guaranteed deals after this upcoming season. He gave the Lakers some real flexibility financially, obviously cleared some money off of the cap space for the Lakers, so if they do make that big swing trade and they need to fill in a roster spot or two, they can go and do that. This is a guy, he's making this season $2.8 million. Right? Next year is $3 million. Following year is $3.2 million. You can include him in a deal if you need to, right? But I actually like the idea of keeping him. Again, he's 28 years old. Cheap, young talent, right, that can be impactful in multiple ways. Defensively, he's not going to give you much on the defensive side, although J.J. Redick has done a good job of being able to kind of get D'Lo and even Austin Reeves to buy in to the defense side, particularly recently. So I do think that Shake Milton can give you something defensively. He's more athletic than those two guys, but gives you a guy, again, with a 6'5" size, 7-foot wingspan, which is huge, right? Got good size, good length at the guard position. Now, the only guy that's in the rotation that is under 6'5" is Gabe Vincent, who is 6'3". So Lakers, again, add some size, add some versatility out there, and then get a guy that just can, again, be an off-ball, on-ball scorer. The last game he played for the Nets was like a 16-12 game. So he's a guy that can make plays. Now, I still would like and prefer kind of that athletic point of attack, two-way guard off the bench, right? I still want to go get that a Bruce Brown or a Malcolm Brogdon or something like that for the starting unit, but then bring in like a Markelle Fultz or a Dennis Smith Jr., somebody like that that can just give you that defensive athletic guard play off the bench, where Shake Milton can slot in, kind of be a two-guard, be that kind of vacuum microwave scorer off the bench for you. And you kind of look at like what he's done this season. So 27 games played thus far for Brooklyn. He's averaging 18.2 minutes. He is shooting 46.5% from the floor total on 5.8 attempts. He's shooting 39% from three on 2.7 attempts. Again, just gives you another quality three-point shooter. A guy that's shooting 39% from three, although low volume, just a hair under 3 attempts per game. You're not looking for him to come in and play 40 minutes a game and be this big impactful guy, right? He's just a guy that gives bench depth to a team that is struggling mightily to have an impact on the bench. So that's good there. Again, from 2-point range on 3.1 attempts, he's shooting 53% from the floor from 2-point range. Has an EFG of 55.4%. Free throw line, he is shooting technically he's shooting 75.8%, but he's only taken like a handful of free throws this season. Pretty much just catch shoot guy type guy. Rebounding wise, 1.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, so basically 2 and 2.5. Will be nice to round up to a steal. It's 0.6 if you want to be exact, as well as 0.7 turnovers and 7.4 points. So this is a guy that is, basically 7-2-2 off the bench in limited minutes, in a limited role, on limited attempts. The Lakers could use that desperately, right? Like, the bench depth and production has not been great by any stretch of the imagination. This just gives the Lakers another quality rotation piece, gives them some flexibility for some potential moves or some potential trades, right? Gabe Vincent, if you want to get off of him. Jared Vanderbilt, you still have his tradable salary if you wanted to. Problem is, he probably needs to see the basketball court before teams really start to value him and look to maybe move him. Rui Hachimura, I do still expect to be traded. A lot of people are saying that Rui won't be traded and stuff like that, or they would be shocked if Rui gets traded. I actually think it should be the opposite. Dorian Finney-Smith is more likely than not going to be your starting three. Could JJ do some, configuring and kind of go like maybe move Max to the bench and play Dorian at the 2 and have size? Sure, it's possible, but I just think chances are your best lineup is eventually going to be Rui coming off the bench. And now that you actually have a quality 3 and then LeBron playing the 4, you just don't have that need for a Rui Hachimura. He's not going to get to play the minutes and the role necessary. LeBron's going to be playing 35 minutes a game at the 4 spot. You're going to have Dorian Finney Smith probably playing 35 minutes a game. Let's call it 30 minutes at the 3 spot. There's only so minutes to go around. You still want Dalton Connect, Max Christie, and these various guys that are still going to need minutes and play. Like, where does Rui kind of slot in? Right? And he's best at the 4. Could he kind of be your backup 4 and play alongside LeBron? Sure. But again, you're talking like 13 minutes a game. Maybe you could get him 15 to 18 minutes a game, somewhere around there. But the Lakers just have so many more pressing needs that I just think you're better off just trading Rui to go get those other pressing needs. But what a Shake Milton does is if you end up making those trades, you end up making those moves, and you go and get these guys that can now come in, slot in, right? Like, just say Bruce Brown and like a Valanciunas, just for argument's sake, right? Well, now you sewed up and you cleaned up everything that you need. Well, between now and then, whenever those trades happen, hopefully sooner rather than later, but whenever those trades happen, you can right now kind of evaluate and see Shake Milton. Kind of say, okay, is he a guy that can operate and play the guard position for you to the level in which you need in a reserve backup role? How does he handle ball pressure, right? Can he hit the shots? Is he kind of that, 3-and-D style guard for us? Can he kind of be a bit of a point of attack defensive guard? Not really known for that, kind of more known as like this microwave vacuum scorer, but he does have the size, the length, and the versatility as well as the athleticism to kind of be at least a serviceable defensive piece, which the Lakers really need. Good, again, 6'5" size, be really good, play either guard spot, right? So if you do, let's say you get like a Bruce Brown, right? You could have Bruce Brown, Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis with like a Shake Milton, Max Christie, Dalton Connect, Christian Wood, and then say you get like a Valanciunas. Now you're legit 10 deep. You got versatility. You could go multiple sizable units. You can go all defensive unit. You could go all, if you can keep a Jared Vanderbilt, you can still plug in and find spots for Jared Vanderbilt. You're just a much more versatile, athletic, defensive. You have some shooting. You have a little bit of everything that you need. Shake Milton is a guy that I really do think he's not a guy that's going to, again, he's not a ceiling raiser to the level in which the Lakers ultimately need, but I do think he's going to be more impactful than people are kind of making him out to be, right? He is the afterthought in this trade. Now, look, it's very possible that the Lakers end up kind of packaging him or something like that. It's very possible that they don't stake with him. But if they do, I do think he's a guy that can really, again, just play the role that you need from him. Be an on-ball, off-ball guy, shoot 39% from 3. Could that even uptick playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis? It's a possibility, right? Really give the Lakers some flexibility here to really make an impact and make some noise, particularly on the offensive side and just the offensive production off the bench. Again, Lakers bench has been awful this season, right? We've had moments in games. Dalton Connect's had some good games. D'Angelo Russell's had some good games. For the most part, the Lakers bench has been very lackluster, right? Like you look at a team like Memphis. They have the best bench in the league, if I'm not mistaken, and their bench is averaging like 50 points a game, right? I'm not saying that the Lakers bench has to do that, but it'd be nice if we had a bench that could give you 35 to 40, right? Kind of be, in the top 10 maybe at a bench teams. And a guy in Shake Milton is kind of the step in that right direction. But it takes pressure off of the Lakers right now because now they can take a minute, kind of evaluate Shake Milton, evaluate a Dorian Finney Smith, kind of say, okay, what do we really need? Do we really need that kind of backup guard because Shake Milton, right? He's kind of more of a 2 for us than a point guard, or no, he's really stepping in. He's playing that role. He's buying in on the defensive side. He's hitting an outside shot, right? Okay, maybe now Gabe Vincent really becomes expendable. So maybe you are taking Gabe in, your last 2 seconds and going and getting a Valanciunas. I mean, ideally, I'd like a more defensive type of guard, Could the Lakers still go maybe negotiate with Day'Ron Sharpe, right? Just because they made one trade with the Nets doesn't mean they can't make another, right? So it's very possible the Lakers could still pull off a trade. Great example was Lakers traded with Utah for Patrick Beverley, and then later on ended up trading for, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley. So Lakers could still go and touch base with Brooklyn and maybe bring in another type of guy from them in like a Day'Ron Sharpe, obviously Nick Richards, but is he even really available? Perfect world, you go get a Walker Kessler. Lakers were able to get these guys without having to give up a first. That is huge. Again, Dorian Finney Smith is the grand prize. Dorian Finney Smith is the guy that nobody's really that everyone is talking about and focused on. Rightfully so, right? Like, he is the prize in this trade, and he's like everything the Lakers need as far as a 3-and-D versatile wing goes. But Shake Milton is a guy that I do think is going to go under the radar, but could really have an impact on this team. Not to the extent that Dorian Finney Smith will, but again, just another, say Dorian Finney Smith takes us here. Like, Shake Milton, takes us here, right? Not like some huge move, but just like a little, okay, cool, nice little knock. If he could be a, 6-2-2 guy off the bench and have the occasional, 15-point game, 8-assist game type thing, perfect, right? Also role playing alongside LeBron James, Anthony Davis, a lot changes. So we'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? First off, what do you make of Dorian Finney Smith as well as a Shake Milton? You excited for this trade? You excited for this acquisition? Again, if you haven't yet, go check out the Dorian Finney Smith video if you're interested in that and kind of like what he can bring to this team. But outside of that, again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Make sure to like this video. If you haven't liked this video, helps me a lot. It's me to enjoy these types of videos. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.